Okay, I'm Kaylee. I'm just going to show you a resistance band workout. So this is a Tom shoe. They have a pretty good set of resistance bands, all different levels from very, very thin and small right the way up to the big thick one. So you can pick which ones you like. Typically most people use something like the blue and the purple, or maybe the blue and the red, depending on your level. You have to find out which one works for you, and some exercises you might find you want to change between, or you can even double some of them up. The resistance band workout we're going to do today is designed, I should say also this pack also comes with, if you want to do a TRX type workout for pulls, or you can wedge it into the door frame. This is the door frame as well, which is quite a handy thing to use, and perhaps we'll need that for just one exercise. So the exercise we're going to do today was a full body workout. It'll cover all your main muscle groups. It will also cover the difference between pushing strength, pulling strength, hip hinges, squat, and also your core, which I believe are the sort of 5 main exercises you need to be doing for all over body strength. Typically we'll be doing supersets. So supersets, 2 sets put together, and then you have a break, and then you can do another superset, and then a break and another superset. So just gives you a bit of a chance for your muscles to recover. You can do depends what your preference is, you can do the whole way through, all the sets together and have no breaks, or you can break it up, have a break in between a set and in between a superset. Or you could even do some cardio in between the supersets. You could do some skipping or running on the spot, whatever, if you want to get your cardio up. I'm just going to show you all the way through. Also you can do either reps, or you can do a timer. Some people prefer a timer. I prefer reps because I always lose count with a timer, so I just do 12 reps. 12 reps, 3 sets, and it's 2 groups in a superset. So you're going to do 12 and then 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, and that's one superset. Then you can take a break, or you can just carry on and go straight to the next superset. Hope that makes sense. I'll kind of show you as we go along. Let's move that out of the way. So I've got 2 bands, so this is a sort of medium one and a pretty strong one. This is a 30, and this one is a 40. So the first superset we're going to do is a press. That's the first bit. And then a row. A press and a row, which is working mainly your upper body. So for the press, and I should also say with the resistance bands, you can also, for your preference, if you want to make it harder, you can always grip for lower down, or you can have your feet further apart. Both increase the strength of the resistance. So you just find something that works for you. For the press, we're going to go feet shoulder width. You can make it easier and go feet together, or you can go feet very wide. Grip it inside like this, just buckle down a little bit, and then this is your starting position. Make sure your wrists are straight and don't bend your wrists back all the way through. Engage your core and squeeze your glutes, squeeze your buttocks together. So you want to keep that position all the time, so you're not working into the back. Elbows are in from here, and then all you're going to do is you go 1, 2, 3, hold, 1, 2, and then down, 1, 2, 3. So nice and simple. When you do that 12 times, 3 up, hold for 2, down for 3. Keep going. And again, if you want it harder, you can just slow it down. If you want it a bit easier, you can speed it up. So you just find what your natural rhythm is. Keep your breathing going as well. So you want to breathe out on the press, hold, and then as you relax, you get the resistance all the way through, all the way down, then you can breathe. Breathe in, press, and then all the way down. One more, and then all the way down. Okay, so you do 12 reps of those, that's your press. Next is a bent arm row, so you're going to do from here, feet together this time, stand on the band, wide grip, yeah, so you get it pretty as wide as you can. And again, just slightly soften the knees, glutes, core engaged, and then you're going to lift. Yeah, and as you lift, you want to keep your elbows from flaring in, or your hands from flaring out. You want to try and keep it in a parallel line to your body. Yeah, so parallel like this as you do it, and also you don't want the band to go slack like this, which takes the pressure off. So you want to keep it as taut as you can, like this. So engage, and then you're going to lift. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2. Then down. 1, 2, 3. So you should feel this on your deltoids, just on this part here. You should feel that. And you should feel it on the traps, your upper part of your back, and your lats as well, just down the sides here. So you should feel it everywhere there. And like all these exercises, you should do the full 12 before you decide whether you need to be up or down a resistance, because sometimes you get to the 10 and you're already burnt out, even though it seems very, very easy in the beginning. But with resistance bands, because they work you on the way up and the way down, you find your muscle fatigues much quicker than you would normally. Yeah, so just keep that, keep the shoulders down, make sure you don't hunch the shoulders. Breathe. That's it, until you've done your 10. Until you've done your 12, right? And then that's one set each, and then you're back doing set number 2 for the press. So feet shoulder width again, hoist it up, starting position. Make sure the glutes are engaged, core is tight, elbows are in, shoulders relaxed, don't hunch your shoulders, head is straight, breathing out on the press. That's it, okay, so that's next, set number 2, set number 2 of the rows. Feet together, nice and wide, lock the core, lock the glutes, and lift. Try and keep this, remember, try and keep that taut, so really burn your deltoids as you do it. That's it, you should start to feel a burn now. That's it, nearly there. And relax. You should feel that right at the end. The last 2 or 3 is when you should really start to feel the pinch. If you don't feel the pinch in the last 3, you probably need to go for a stronger band, or you probably need to go in a wider stance, or whatever you need to increase the resistance. So set number 3, up again. And you could do this dynamically, you could explode up, hold, and slowly down. Yeah, either one, or you can do slowly up, which increases your resistance under time. So it's you're increasing the amount of workload through the motion. Yeah, so the slower it is, short answer is, the harder it is. But it depends what you're trying to work on. You could be working on speed, or you could be working on power, or you could be working on muscle definition, muscle growth. Okay, last one. I'm not keeping count, by the way, I hope you are. Remember, feet together, nice and wide, lock and lift. That's it, keep those shoulders down, keep that chest out, keep those elbows rotated. Don't start to hunch like this. If this one tends to burn, you tend to lose your form a bit, you start to lose this slack here, in which case just shake it out, reset your posture, reset your glutes and your core, and then go again. Yeah, so don't be afraid to reset, get your 12 reps in, make sure you finish the set completely. Okay, so that's your first superset. Now, as I said, you might want to take a break now, shake things off. Each superset works a different muscle group, so you can just keep going if you like. If you're really puffing and panting and you want to take a break, you can do that. If you want to do a little bit more cardio, now's your chance, 2 minutes of a skip, or just run on the spot, something like that. And then you can go on before the next superset. So the next one we're going to do, this one's horrible. This is by far the worst one. I'll do it with a purple. Actually, I'll do it with a black just to show you a good form first. But I usually use the purple, but I'm pretty dead by the end of the purple. But just so I can talk at the same time, I'll do the black with you. This is a lunge, yeah? And it's not really a superset, it's just one set. Obviously, we're changing legs. So I'm going to stand on it here. I can have the thing in front, the band in front. And I'm just grabbing each side, yeah? So I hope you can see that, like that. I'm just grabbing each side of it. From there. And I have my other leg back, yeah? So we're just doing like a normal lunge, but I'm doing it under resistance. So again, if I want to increase it, I can grab further down. If I want to decrease it, I grab higher up. The trick with this is to make sure that you don't lean forwards to touch your knee to the ground. Try and keep your knee over your ankle all the time. So when you go down, you push your hips back. Can you see that straight line there? That's it, so your hips go back. And the second point is try not to hunch your shoulders. Try and keep your chest, shoulders down, and your chest out as you do it. So I grab about halfway. I go down like this, there's my posture. I hinge my hips back, touch the floor, and then push up. Yeah, and you just go down slowly, and then you push up. Down, up. And this will work both legs. It won't just work the top. The top leg's the worst, but it will also work your bottom leg. So I'm actually doing my right leg first. It's probably a good idea to do your left leg first if you're right leg, so your weaker leg first. And up, down, and up. You should start to feel the burn about on the 9, something like that. Yeah, and then all you do is change legs. I keep the same grip so that I know I'm going to keep the same resistance on the other leg. And the other thing I should say is try and keep your knees straight. Make sure it doesn't rotate in or out. You want to be more out as much as anything. So again, same thing. Down and then up. Remember, you're not doing this. Remember, keep your knees straight. So knees straight, so hinge back. Push those hips back. And then come up. Then, if you can, keep that posture. So chest out, shoulders back, down and up. And again, you should start to feel this. And then on about the 9, start to feel that burn. Yeah, that's one set. Then we've got to do the same again. 2 more sets each leg. That's it, keep going. Like I said, this one's a killer. So I quite like doing this one at the beginning. just to get it out of the way, because it's my worst one by far. Nearly there. That's it, so you're 12, same grip, stand. Should start to feel this now. You might want to take a pause, shake out in between each one. If it's really bad, if it's really burning, it should be. Usually when I do this with the purple, I can't walk for a few minutes. And the discipline is always trying to keep that knee over the ankle. The more you do that, the more it burns. If you start to do this, then that's when you take the pressure off. Or same, if you touch the floor too long, you take the pressure off, yeah? If you're 12, I think we did about 12, I didn't do 12, but hopefully you did. And then down again. And this leg, make sure your posture's there. Shoulders are nice and good. Got the right resistance. Too easy, just grab further down. Too hard, grab higher up. Yeah, so just find the one that works for you. Shoulders back, hips back. Last few. Oh, feeling that. That's hard. Right, last one. Here we go. Keep correcting your form. If you need to reset or just have a pause, just hold it there, catch your breath, and then make sure you keep going. Make sure you get your 12 out. Last few. Okay, give that a good shake out. Yeah, like I said, that one's a killer, so you've got to get the right band you need for that. Okay, so we're going to give the legs a bit of a rest now. We're going to do upper body again. So the next superset we're going to do is a press up and a bent arm row. So press up is as normal, but you're going to have the band on your back like this. So you just put the hands inside the band. Now here's a little good trick. Just give it one twist. So you see it's crossed there. So when you're doing it, when you're doing the press up, it doesn't start to flap in and out across your back. If you do that one twist, like there, then it goes nicely across the back like that. So it's in there like that. When you're doing the press up, just make sure you push, and then right at the end, what you want to do is just, it's not quite a hollow back, but you just want to extend your hands, push through the palm of the hand, and so your shoulders come out. Yeah, so it's almost like a hollow back, but it's not completely like a hollow back hold. It's not quite as tough as that. Yeah, so we do this, we get in a position from here, load up, and if it's too difficult, obviously, especially for ladies, you find it too difficult, obviously you can do it on your knees, like here. Just make sure your core is engaged, your glutes are squeezed. Yeah, for men, certainly should be able to do it on your feet. I hope you can. And you just do the same thing, so you're all the way down and up. And remember that last little push. Yeah, all the way down and up and push. So keep that squeeze on. The most important thing here is your shoulders down all the time. And if you want to make it tough, make sure your elbows are in and not flared out. If you do flared out elbows, it's much easier. I prefer to keep my elbows in because that's stronger pushing strength, especially if you're working on things like handstands and stuff like that. That's where you need strong pushing strength. So keep those elbows tucked in. Yeah, and that's your 12. Bent arm row, next set. So I'm going to use a purple for this one, slightly stronger. So I'm just going to have the band there, and then I'm going to step forward onto it so the rest of the band is behind my feet. So it just sits out the way. So behind the feet here, feet together. Grab the band about sort of in the middle of your feet, middle of your leg, in your calf, from here. And you stick your bum back and arch your shoulders. I'll just show that from the side. So stick your bum back and push your chest out like this. And then you're going to pull and down. Yeah, and again, that same sort of time. Find the resistance you like. Hold, squeeze those shoulders together and come back down again. Yeah, that's the real hard bit, is pull up, squeeze in, squeeze those shoulders together and come back down. Yeah, and try and hold that squeeze, push those scaps down like that. Yeah, so keep that squeeze going all the time. That's it, you don't want to overarch your back too much. You just want to keep a sort of neutral spine, really. Okay, hopefully you did the 12, I didn't. That's one set each. Now we're back to the press up, aren't we? Set number 2, get that twist, across the back, down you go. And then you're in, aren't you? Go down, up. And again, especially with a press up, some people find these very tough, some people can bash out press ups. The main thing is time under load, so a lot slower it is, much harder it is. And again, you can do it explosively as you go up, if you want, or you can do it slow, hold, and slow, hold. Yeah, either one, pretty bad, just working different part and different functionality. Last one. That's it, you feel your form go, start to go, you start to hunch your shoulders, you start to do the banana back, losing your core, just give it a little shake, reset, and get your 12 out. Again, step forward, step onto it, halfway, that's it, arch, and then you're away, so row, yeah. This is your pulling strength you're working on. These two are great because these are 2 of my main 5 exercises, working on pushing strength and pulling strength. So when you're in your old age, you can pull open doors, whether they're heavy or not. That's it, hopefully you did the 12. Last set, here we go. Last set. Down you go. Breathing wise, just find out what works for you. Sometimes you prefer going up on the out breath. Some people prefer going up on the in breath. It's up to you which one works, but main thing is to breathe, of course. Okay, that's your 12. Hopefully you did your 12. Last with the row, I'll do it on this way around for this one, so you can see. Make sure you step through it. That's where you see what the mistake I did. If you have it in front, it just gets in the way a little bit. So better to step through it, have it on the back, then it's out the way. No big deal though. That's it. And push, pull, squeeze those shoulders and pull back. Yeah, squeeze and back. Yeah, until you've done your 12. I'm not sure I did. Okay, so that's the next superset. You're doing well. You might want a little break now, or if you're glutton for punishment, straight in with the next superset. So now we're going to done the top half. Now we're going to go back to the bottom half. So we're going to work on squats and deadlifts. Now I'll just show a one band. Normally I double these up, and if you're really strong, you probably want the green. If you're less so, if you can't do a normal body weight squat, then something lighter like the blacks probably might be enough. I'm just going to use the purple today just to make sure, I'm doing good form. But like I said, I normally double it up. With the squat, just make sure feet are turned out very slightly, and you keep your core, and then you push your bum back like this. Yeah, your bum goes back, shoulders pigeon chested, shoulders down, and you go down. Now you can go down all the way if you like, if you've got the flexibility and control to do that. If not, about here is fine. You definitely want to go sort of deep, yeah, sort of deep. Try and get below your knees if you possibly can. Two ways to get into this. You can either put it around your chest, around your neck, and step in. So 1, 2. Yeah, that might be easier. When I've got a lot of load on there, like the 2 bands, I find that quite hard to do. So the other way I get in is I squat down first, then I make sure it's a bit more comfortable on my neck as well, so I know it's nice, on a nice neck position. I'll stay here and then I'll stand up. Yeah, and all you're going to do is just squat down and come back up, squeeze your glute, squeeze your core on the top. Yeah, so down and then squeeze. Whatever you want to do with your hands is fine. You can let them do nothing. I quite like to bring them in to prayer and then push out on the glute. It just gives me just frames my leg and my core work a bit better. Yeah, so down, hold a few secs, and then push up. Down, hold a few secs, and push up. And those that are really strong, you'll find it's very, very easy because it's less load. That's the one disadvantage on resistance bands. It's very hard to load for these 2 movements. That's the squat. Next, the deadlift. Again, I'm going to use 1. I normally double them up. So the deadlift, 2 together, feet together, like here, and stand on it. Make sure you've got a nice deep grip on the handles, like here, and I'll show you from the side. So the deadlift, you're going to start here at the top, just soften the knees slightly, and then start to push your bum back. Make sure you've got that pigeon chest arch, don't overarch, just a good spine, and keep pushing that bum back. And then when you get to this point here, you should start to feel it on the hamstrings, a little bit of a strain. And then what you want to do is squeeze your glute and then push through. Yeah, so you're going down, so you squeeze your bum together and push through. Yeah, and again, you can do this explosively. If you really want, you can explode in, or you can just do it under time. If you want to increase the time under load, a nice slow, gentle rhythm. The main thing is to make sure you fire your glute and you're not using your back. So if you start to do too much of the back arch and then thrust your hips forwards like that, all you're going to do is just hurt your back. So you've got to be making sure, this is really hard, to keep your posture and squeeze as you start the motion. Squeeze through like that. And that's the way you know it's going through the glutes. It's not going through your back. You're doing it correctly. Yeah, so it's first set each. So squat. So 1, 2. If you want to make it harder, you can do a wider squat. Make it easier, slightly narrower, or just whack the bands on. Down. Squeeze the bum, yeah? I'll show you from the side as well. So I quite like this. I go this sort of deep because that's Good on the legs. If I wanted to work a bit more on flexibility and control, I'd go all the way down. Takes a little bit of pressure off the legs though, so it depends what you want to work. If you want to work more legs, go down there. If you want to work more on the core and the control, go all the way down, come all the way up. It's up to you. If you really can't do much, you know, this is fine too. Just work to your own level. Okay, make sure you've done your 12. Oops, still on the same band. Okay, deadlifts, feet together. So remember, feet together there, nice deep grip, like that. Get started. Yeah, and then your shoulders, keep that shoulders back, pigeon out, squat, scoot your hips back. So don't bend your knees, just scoot your hips back. So the knees should stay roughly at the same position, yeah? So it's tempting, I sometimes do it too. You start doing that. What you want to do is keep your knees just slightly soft, but they stay there. And your hips go back, yeah, and then you squeeze your glute through. And again, nothing on the back. And this is another one, you won't get the same kind of 1 rep max that you would using the weights. Obviously you won't get that with the resistance bands. So you have to do more reps, and there's only so much you can load up. So that's the only disadvantage with the resistance bands on this. Until you've done your 12. Okay, last set. Do the other way in. Make sure that's nice and comfy. Up you go. Yeah, I do it that way sometimes. I've got a bad shoulder, old injury, so I don't like it digging into that. So sometimes I just like to reset on the shoulder, make sure it's not digging into my old injury and flaring it up. Get that squeeze. That's it. Squeeze the core, squeeze the glute. Nearly there. And that's, I think that was 12. Close enough. Last one on the deadlifts. Down on there, deep grip. That's it, get started. And then remember, scoot the bum back, keep that shoulders pulled back, keep the shoulders pulled back, squeeze your glute through. That's it, yeah, squeeze through. The good advantage with resistance bands over the weights, although you can't put as much weight on, you get the resistance on the way down, which you don't normally get with a deadlift. Most people tend to drop them or let the load come off on the way down. So this one, the good thing about resistance bands is you get resistance both ways through. So your time under load is much better. Alright, hopefully that's your 12. Well done, that's the next superset done. Okay, you can have a break, get the skips in, get a run if you want to get the cardio up, whichever you like. Okay, so next one we're going to work the core. This is the next superset, and we're going to do a crunch, and we're going to do a plank. So for the crunch, I'll use the blue for this one, sorry, the black for this one. Now this is where the door wedge comes in handy, because you can put this in the door wedge and then just make a simple loop through like this, like so. Yeah, and that gives you that. Or you can just tie this round something. You can go around a banister, around a door handle. If you don't have the door wedge, you could do it around a door handle, if that works. You could probably just about wedge it in the door. You just do that simple loop through like that to tie it, so however you like. I don't have something handy here to loop it through, so you're just going to have to imagine I'll do it, but normally I'll be using the door wedge for that. So for the crunch, what you're going to do, that's going to be tied up, behind me. Yeah, so that's your resistance in there. Go down into your crunch position. I'm just going to do it on my back for now, so you'll see just roughly, but it doesn't give the same amount of resistance. So just from here, you have your hands splayed, and you're going to crunch up like here, and then crunch down. So you just do like 1, 2, 1, 2, hold, 1, 2, and it's way smaller than you think. And you don't want to go down and relax. Yeah, you want to make sure your core's still tight. So never let your core go. Never let your core go. And the band is not pulling forwards; it's pushing up. So you want to think up, up, up. Yeah, so you pull up and you pull down. Keep that resistance, and you push it up with your core, and you go down, and you push it up with the core, and go down. Yeah, and like I said, keep that core on, keep it turned on the whole time. Yeah, obviously the resistance is coming more this way, so it's a bit easier to do that. Push up and down like that. Yeah, so you do your 12, that's your crunch. And then we're going to do a plank. Now, if you're rubbish at planks, you might not want the resistance band at all. I'll do it with black, normally I do it with purple, but I'll do this with black. So the easy option is don't use the band. The normal option is use the band and hold a plank. And if you want the more advanced version, then you can start to use your legs as well, just to give a bit more control and work for the core. Same position as the press up, so we go across like that, across the back, exactly the same as we did with the press up. So you hold that position, and again, you really absolutely need your core. Yeah, so you need to core engaged, shoulders down, like here. Yeah, so you keep that lovely position there, and you're going to stay there. So you don't want to try and, if you start to lose it, you're just going to keep that core like that. Yeah, and you'll count to like 30 seconds. The advanced version is you just bring, squeeze and back, squeeze and back. And you can do in the middle, you can do to the outside, so like Spider-Man's, and you can do cross, touch, back and touch. So what I'll tend to do is I'll do 10 of each, 10 through the middle, 10 out to Spider-Man's, and 10 cross. Yeah, and that'll be my one set. Or like I said, you might that's too hard for you, just hold it. So that's one set. Yeah, and then you're back in for your crunch. And these start a bit easy, I warn you. These start a bit easy, but then they get harder because you're really working those abs. Yeah, you really start to work those abs, and they start to fatigue very quickly. So once you start to get through your second set, you start to go, ooh, because you're kind of doubling up on your abs. So what might seem easy soon becomes difficult. And again, when you're selecting your resistance band, make sure you get through all 3 sets to work out what band is good for you. And I would only go up if you find the whole 3 sets and the whole superset, I should say, completely comfortable. Yep, that's your 12. And then we're back in for planks. And I'll just show you from the front this time. Yeah, so make sure you've got that core position. Glute squeeze, core engaged, and push down through the heel of the hand. So shoulders in there, like I said, you can just hold that, or you can just do through the middle, 10 of each, out to the side, 10 of each. Holds each time, squeeze in, and then 10 crosses. 10 cross and squeeze. That's it. Yeah, if you're just doing a plank, maybe hold for 30 seconds. Yeah, last set now. Last set, so we're back to the crunch. You should start to feel this now. And just increase the load or increase the time if it's not enough. Yeah, here we go. Last set of the crunches. push up, keep that core, push up and hold, slow through, slow up. Temptation is to do that very dynamically. You don't really need to slower, more time under load, much harder. Yeah, so we'll always do like 1, 2, hold, squeeze, 1, 2, down until then you really feel that. 1, 2, push up, down, 1, 2, yeah, one more. 1, 2, down, 1, 2, yeah, and you don't need much resistance, even sometimes like a yellow. There's enough for most people on that one. Yeah, like I said, I like to use the black, and then I use the purple for the plank just to give me a bit more, but my core's quite strong. Yeah, so let's do this one again, the plank. So again, you're just there. Like I said, if it's too difficult, if plank's really tough for you, then just use the resistance band, but you need to work your core. Yeah, and if you want to do the advanced version, you can do this. Sometimes I like to flex my feet like this, and other times I like to point. Yeah, they just work different parts of the abs. The main thing is to not make that hunch. Keep pushing those shoulders down. Keep pushing through the heel of the hand. Make sure your core is nice and tight. Yeah. Done your 30 seconds. Okay, very good. All right, sweating good. That's a good sign. Last superset. You'll be pleased to know. Arms. I like to finish with the arms because the arms are working all the way throughout anyway. So there's no point doing a lot of arm work first. So now we're going to do arm work last to finish. And what we're going to do is curls and bicep curls, tricep curls. Really, really easy. Again, I'll use black just to show you. I normally use purple for this, but I'll just use black. So you're going to stand. Now again, feet together for lower resistance, feet apart for higher resistance. Now you're going to grab it on the top and then go nice and deep and then turn it around. So your palms up, palms facing. Yeah? So palm back and then turn it around so your palms forward. So palm back, palm forwards like that. Yeah. And now I've got a dumbbell. Now I've got the bar like a barbell. Yeah. So and then it's nice and easy. I just soften the knees, strip core, squeeze the glutes, keep those elbows in, and then I just lift, hold, and down. And if I want a bit more on the deltoids, on the shoulders, I just pull out a little bit to get this action a little bit as well as the biceps. Like that, and down. And then I love this one because when you're doing it with weights, you always lose it at the top. The weight just goes loose at the top. But this one, you get the resistance all the way through to the top and all the way through right down to the bottom. So there's no loss of weight. So your time under load is much, much longer than a normal bicep curl. And you can really wrap this one up. Like I said, I normally do purple for this one. And it's very easy for the first 1 or 2 sets, and the third one it starts to bite. So that's your bicep curl. Tricep curl is a little bit tricky to get into, but I'll show you how we do that. So what we're going to do is have the ring on the floor and step into it on the back of it with my heel. Yeah, so have the ring on the floor and I step on the back with my heel. Then from here I pull it up, have about this width grips. Closer you have together, it just gets a bit too easy. You want them to fight each other a little bit. So I get there and then I put it over my head. There, like that. Sorry, I should have both legs through, that's a bit of a mistake. Yeah, so I have both legs through, so it's sitting on my back heel, front leg there. My core is engaged again and I squeeze my glute, my right glute. Yeah, and then I'm going to be doing triceps. So I want these elbows together, elbows up, don't let them flare out. Don't let them flare out, and all I do is I just push up like there. Push up, and I squeeze at the top, and I let them come down. Now this is the trick, is to not let the elbows come forward, yeah? The elbows stay there, they don't move. I pin them to my ears, and I just push up and down like that. Pin them to your ears, squeeze them to your head if you have to, whatever you need to do. If you need to adjust it so that maybe it's a little bit off, one arm has got too much resistance or less than the other, you can just shift your heel around a little bit, turn it out a little bit, should even them up. If it's too easy, then you can make that bigger. If it's too difficult, you can bring it closer in. So again, that just increases that resistance. Yeah, 12. Back to the curls, we're nearly there now. It's only the last superset, it's easy. Yeah, so wide if you like, closer if you don't. Again, palms down, palms forward, nice deep grip. So make sure you've got that good grip because otherwise they pop out. And you're going like there, 1, 2. Yeah, I didn't have a good grip, let's see how it popped out there. 3, doing it too quick now. Hold, 1, 2, down, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, try and keep that. If I haven't done that pace, 1, 2, and then down. Yeah, try and keep that because that time under load is how you fatigue. That's how you get the real muscle growth. Yeah, is in keeping that time under load. Nearly there. That's it. If your hip ducks down on that, that's fine. We all do that a little bit, that's okay. Just try and keep the shoulders down, that's the main thing. Triceps. So I switch legs on this one. So remember, step both legs through, don't do what I did, step both legs through, that one's on the back heel. Up to chest, over your head, pin those elbows, make sure you've got a good resistance, bit of width there. 1, and down. Hold, 1, 2, down. 2, and down. I'll be doing this with purple normally, but you might find even yellow's enough for some people on this one. And the same with the bicep curl, I'll do purples on that. Again, you might find just a red or something like that is enough. Last one. There you go, one more set to go, nearly there. Here we are. Palms down, twist. 1, nice and deep, 2, nice and deep. Crunch, get the glutes in, get the core in, elbows in, and lift. That's it, yeah. Much easier to breathe out. Squeeze everything at the top. I've lost count. 2 more. That's it, last one. So you might want to change legs again. Depends. Doesn't mean you're working 2 glutes to 1, but nothing you can do about that. So again, on the heel, step the other leg through, get the stance, up you go, then over the head, and we're off. Try not to do the banana back, keep your core engaged, glute pressing through, so just on the arms, yeah? Nothing on your back's working. The rest is just all static. Nice and strong, the arms, keep those elbows in. And like I said, if you keep the distance, keep that slack there, then they'll move a little bit, gives you a bit more resistance. If you keep your hands together, you end up, it means that much, much easier. Last 2. That's it. All right, give yourself a clap. Now normally, obviously, you want to be doing a little bit of a warm-up, so do joint rotations or skipping, or just get your cardio, get your body working, you know, necks, shoulders, feet, everything before you start. And then afterwards, you want to be doing a stretch. Yeah? You've done a whole body workout. This is the same as the weights. Yeah? If you think about everything we did, we've covered the whole body. You know, we did press, the lifts, we did the the lunges, so working your legs, went back to the top half, and we did the press ups, and we did the bent arm row to get your triceps and across your chest and your traps working. Back to the legs, we did the squat and the deadlift. Then we went onto the stomachs and we did a crunch, and we did plank, and then the last superset, which we just did, was your biceps and your tricep curls. Yes, you've done your whole body. Now there's hundreds more you could do on resistance bands. You know, we haven't done any twisting action, for example. There's loads of stuff that you could do, but I think this is a good equivalent workout to doing like a weights. It covers all your main, your 5 push, pull, hip hinge, squat, and your core, and it covers all your main muscle groups. So it's really, really effective. Like I said, I use Tom. There's loads of resistance bands, you can get them anywhere. I use Tom Shoe just because on Amazon, just because they give you the whole set of all the bands, just so you can find which band works for you. Now I know which bands work for me. I don't really need the other ones. So when I travel, I just take these 2 bands with me, and that's it. That's my travel kit, and I do my workout every day on that. Anyway, hope that's useful for you. Hope you enjoyed that. My name's Kaylee, and let's get banding.